Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review, and next up is the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman Beyond as part of the Collect to Build Batman Futures End wave that is exclusive to Target and will release one every 2 months. So in 6 short months, I can build the Batman Futures End or the Jokerbot. So what the hell? 6-month long program to do a Build-A-Figure? It's just a very odd program to me, and I don't understand the benefit, the reason for it, why Todd McFarlane would make that decision. You guys, if you guys have any idea what the benefit is or why they would do it this way, I know he had discussed it on a live stream. I did not see that live stream, but if you guys have any idea or can shed some light, give me some insight, let me know in the comments below. But anyway, window box packaging, we have the Batman Beyond figure, we have the torso headpiece to the Jokerbot, 2 batarangs, an additional set of hands, so 1 interchangeable pair of hands. Looking at the side, not a lot going on. Batman Beyond. Looking at the back of the package, we actually get a look at the Batman Beyond figure there up against the completed Jokerbot Futures and Batman figure. Here we have the ones that are going to come out. So here it says 04-2021 is the Batman Beyond. 06-2021 June, so we get the Shriek figure. 08, so August 2021, we get the Batwoman Beyond, and then 10-2021 October, we will get the Blight figure to finish off the Build-A-Figure. So we don't know what piece. I think the Shriek, I think that one's already up for pre-order, so I think we know what piece he's going to come with. Off the top of my head, I don't know. So the last 2 we don't know yet because I don't think there's been any images revealed. We just know who the characters are going to be. So odd program, 6 months to build the Build-A-Figure. What the hell? Let's get right to it. Let's look at Batman Beyond. Okay, so there is the Batman Beyond figure out of the package, and some interesting things, some funky things with the Build-A-Figure piece, but let's get right to it. First, I'm going to take a look at the accessories, because they're pretty cool, and then we'll take a look at the Build-A-Figure piece, since, you know, it's not going to be something where I can wait, in a couple of days you'll see a whole video on it, so we'll take a closer look at it, and then we'll take a closer look at the Batman Beyond figure. Not my favorite of the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse releases, not that I've even opened up a bunch. A really good looking figure, but not my favorite, but it is really good looking, so let's get to it, starting with the accessories. Okay, so here's a up-close look at the Bat Joker, or the Jokerborg, which is a conglomerate of Bruce Wayne and the Joker, created into a cyborg, created by the brother I believe it was. So interesting concept. This thing was an assassin created to kill Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis. So interesting. The nice details in here. We got the green hoses kind of throughout. We got this nice, like, dark grayish metal looking color throughout the body, so that is pretty cool. The sculpt work is amazing. I mean, just look at that all over the back and everything. Just looks really, really nice. So looking throughout, does look really good. The Bat logo there has a nice silver color to it. I like that. The Batman head looks pretty good. You see that stretched out look for the Joker. That is pretty awesome. The Joker head, like so. That looks really good. The paint apps, the red for the lips, the shading right there on the side of the head, all looks really, really good. And to swap the heads around, you just turn it, and bam! So you can have the Joker showing, and you turn it again, and you can have Batman showing. So that is pretty cool. One odd thing, though, and I think I noticed this when my my Asbat figure had fell apart on me when I reviewed it. We have these shoulder pieces here that plug into the figure. So as soon as you take it out, they just kind of fall out of the package, and you have to find them on the floor, like what happened with me. So I'm going to have to hold on to this damn piece for 6 months. So be careful not to lose those pieces, because they're not going to stay in there. So put them in a bag. Do whatever you got to do to hold on to this for 6 months. Let's see Batman Beyond's accessories. Okay, so the Batman Beyond figure comes with 2 batarangs, and these look pretty good. You can see they are just black in color with those end pieces for on the wing side. Has red paint. We get 2 of them, and they are the exact same as you can see here. And they both look really good, so that is cool. We get 1 pair of interchangeable hands. So here we have these open holding hands, so we can hold the batarangs, and for whatever reason they are trigger finger hands. I'm not sure why he did it that way, but you could see that he can hold on to them like so, because on the figure, out of the package, he has these 2 open hands that would not be able to hold the batarang. So there we go. To swap those out, you just grab the hand, pop it off. It's on a ball joint. Pop the new hand on, like so. So now looking at the figure, the Batman Beyond figure looks really good. We know that we are going to get a regular release that does not include a Build-A-Figure piece, but that one will be, I think, more accurate to the animated series. So the head mouthpiece, you'll actually be able to see his lips, so that'll be the big difference. Here we kind of have that straight face cover mask, and that looks pretty good. I really like the sculpt of it. The white eyes, lenses, looks really good. Now, one thing on mine, and this is going to be a random QC issue on mine in particular, the red Batman Beyond logo, the bat, it's glued on there, and I can see some of the dry glue in certain spots, and I don't know if that is just going to be mine or if it's something you might see on others. Hopefully no one else will have that issue, but it feels like it's just kind of off place of where it should be too. So like looking at it, you know, I see a little bit of gap there, so it's all minor. So, but you know, these are QC issues that just to be aware of. So all the dry glued on there, it just kind of looks a little wonky. And then my upper torso is pretty loose. Looking at the belt, silver and red paint, looks good. The gauntlet pieces, nice sculpted. They actually get like a metallic sheen over these blade portions here. So it's not over the entire gauntlet, it's just these blade portions and a little bit of those straps that are, you know, holding it onto the gauntlet. So that is a nice little attention to detail there. Looking throughout the rest of the figure, no additional paint, not much sculpting work in terms of like the suit. And then we got these giant ass ankle ball joints that are huge. Now I'm not a big fan of ball joints for ankles and wrists. I know they move better, but when they're done like this, it's not a good look. McFarlane, this is what they use, but this one seems to kind of stand out the most as kind of a little too large, because when it's thicker than the ankle, I think it's a problem. Now, if it were smaller, I think it would be one of those things, is it going to be strong enough for the figure, and maybe that's why they're big, but it's really noticeable, and I'm not the biggest fan of them. Looking at the wings, we have these tab pieces here. So you can see on the gauntlet piece, that's actually going to go in there so you can hold his arms to the wings, so that is pretty cool. But looking at the back of it, they can rotate in there. I know people are going to ask, are they removable? They are not removable. So I was able to get this one off, but not this one. This one's in there good. I'm not getting that one out without trying to force it. Maybe if I warm it up, but I don't want to risk any kind of damage to it. But this one came out fairly easy, and you could just pop it right back in. So I don't think they're going to be removable, and then there's just going to be a giant hole on his back. So there he is. Let's see his articulation. Okay, so looking at the articulation for the Batman Beyond figure, one thing I did actually kind of look up, and I didn't talk about this earlier, is actually in the new 52 Futures End storyline, Batman Beyond, his mouth is part of the suit. So this one not having the mouth, I guess, is actually the odd one. So, you know, I kind of confused myself there earlier, but a very good looking figure, but let's talk about the articulation. So his head, he can look down quite a bit, so that is really good. Looking up, he can, so if you're getting into some flight poses, he can look straight out, which is good. Full rotation, of course, you get all kinds of pivot going on in there. It is on a dumbbell joint. I've never popped off any of these heads, but, you know, Todd will never give us interchangeable heads, it seems. His arm, you can get the arm to go up that high. You get a full rotation in there. There is a butterfly joint a little bit in there, just like the Jokerbot Build-A-Figure piece that I had talked about. There is that ring that's in there, so you can get some circular motion going on in there. Not a whole lot, you know, going back or forward, but it is in there. We have an upper bicep swivel. You get a double jointed elbow, which gives you crazy bend at the elbow, as you can see there, which is great. Wrists are on a ball peg, so you get swivel and you can hinge them and then turn that ball hinge, turn the wrist, and you can hinge it the other way. So that's the benefit to the ball joint. And here on the wrists, they're hidden very, very, very well. So that I don't mind. I like that. But when they're noticeable, like those damn ankles, I don't like it as much. The torso is on a diaphragm joint, so he can pivot to his left that much, which is pretty good. He can pivot to his right that much, which is pretty good. Going forward a little bit, going back too much to where you can see all kinds of gap going on in there, and you can see the dumbbell joint that actually holds that in place. And mine is a little loose It's a little wobbly, not terrible, but it is noticeable. That lower torso is on a ball joint as well, so you can kind of work both sides to get him to move around a little bit, but you know, that's all he's going to crunch forward and going back, you know, a little bit like so. Twist at the diaphragm for the turning, and then that lower torso portion also can twist. So when you twist it, you can get the whole torso to move, and that'll actually look a little bit better. It's a little bit trickier to go on in there. This hip portion is that kind of that rubbery material, so as you're hinging the leg up, it kind of moves with it, so you can actually get the leg up there. There is no thigh swivel though, and I know that's a big complaint with McFarlane toys, so you only get a little bit of wiggle room going on in there. You have a double jointed knee like so, no calf swivel or boot swivel, but foot hinges all the way down. You can hinge all the way up, which is great with that ball joint, and then you can pivot a little bit, peg holes at the bottom of the feet, and you have articulated toes. So not the most range of motion, mainly because of the lack of thigh cuts, thigh swivel, and then the torso, you know, not being able to crunch forward. But other than that, it looks really good. The wings, again, they articulate, so you can do it in all kinds of crazy different things, however you want to do it, which is pretty cool. And again, those tabs, let's zoom in on those tabs so we can see how that works with the gauntlet. Okay, so I already did his left arm into that, so it clips right through there. So looking at it here, you get that tab piece that's on that gauntlet. Work your arm out to the side, and then you can just port that right through, and it holds the wing in place with his arm. So if you're getting into flight poses, the wings will stay with his arms, which is actually really cool. Okay, and so for a size comparison here is the DC Multiverse Bizarro, the DC Rebirth Bizarro figure, and you can see that, of course, Bizarro is going to be a little bit shorter because you have like the bat ears there as part of the cowl for Batman Beyond. Don't fall over. So there we go. So the 7-inch scale, they all seem to be kind of about the same height. I know a lot of folks are mad at the McFarlane Toys scale, not necessarily even the 7-inch, which I know is a problem for a lot, but even the scale of figures within the line, how they kind of scale together. But as you can see there, I think they're all pretty much about the same height. Okay, so my final thoughts on the Batman Beyond figure. I like it. It looks really good. In my opinion, the most important thing about an action figure is that it looks really good, and I think that's kind of the thing, right? Todd McFarlane says, does it look good on your shelf, right? Yes, it's going to look good on your shelf. Posability and things like that, you know, that's a whole nother debate on if the articulation is good. Are we missing articulation? Those type of things. Overall, the figure looks really good. Am I happy to have it? Yes, it's a good looking figure, but he is somewhat limited. The Build-A-Figure program, that's a 6-month long wait. I still just don't understand. Again, any insights into it or any thoughts, you guys let me know down in the comments below. It drives me crazy that McFarlane Toys will release this Batman Beyond figure, and then they will release a regular one that does not include the Build-A-Figure, and then it has an interchangeable head. Why not just pack in the head? I think that one also has like the blast effects for his feet, for his flight. Why they don't just include those things, you know, I know it's tough. I know we're getting bigger figures, unique molds and all of that for the same price that we get with Marvel Legends. Actually cheaper because Marvel Legends prices are going to be going up later in the year. So I get all of that. It just sucks to buy the same figure and all that is different is the different head. And that's it. You know, it's one thing, Marvel Legends uses the Bucky cap over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, it's a repaint. It's a different color, so it either changes the character completely or it gives a new look to a character, whereas McFarlane Toys, it's the same figure, just a different head, and that's it. Repaint, okay, not a big deal. Like Bizarro, I think some people misunderstood me. Bizarro is basically a repaint of the infected Superman. That's awesome. I don't mind that at all. That's how action figures get done with all companies. That doesn't bother me. It's when we get the same exact figure when all that's different is the head. Like the Thomas Wayne Flashpoint Batman, the unmasked one. The only difference there, he comes with the sword, so that's cool, an added accessory, but he has the unmasked head, but the rest of the body, everything is completely the same. But you know, those are just my thoughts. You guys can let me know down in the comments below what you think of it. But I am happy with the Batman Beyond figure. I'll include a link in the video description below to the Target listing. I don't know if they will become available in stock again. I don't know if stores are going to be carrying it. I would think they would. But I don't know of any sightings. If you guys do, let me know in the comments below. But there it is. If you guys liked the video, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.